What's up, Ferrumers? Welcome to the Ferrum Athletic Company podcast. I am your host, Andrea Warner. I am also the co-owner and co-founder of Ferrum Athletic Company. If you would like more information on us, please visit our website at www.ferrumathleticco.com. And now, on to today's show. Welcome to episode number 1 of the Ferrum Athletic Company podcast. We would like to use this first episode to introduce ourselves, so to speak, who we are, what we do, who we help. We are Ferrum Athletic Company, rebranded from CrossFit Ferrum. My business partner, Sherry Mooney, and myself opened CrossFit Ferrum almost 11 years ago now, with the vision of helping people become healthier. As we went through the years and helped people and trained people, we started to realize that what we were doing was not aligning with what we really wanted to do. We wanted to help people on a deeper level. We wanted to help people solve deeper problems. We wanted to make people healthier and more fit to be able to do whatever they wanted to do outside of the gym without having to spend a lot of time inside of the gym, without having to do things to make themselves feel like they were better in the gym. The things you do in the gym should naturally complement what you do outside of the gym. So we've gone through a natural evolution of rebranding. Myself, my business partner, our world-class staff, we're all on the same page with this, and we have gone through not only just the rebranding, but also the re-education and the leveling up of all of us. Myself, my partner, and our entire staff have all leveled up their education to be able to solve these deeper problems. So when I say that, you're probably thinking, what exactly are you talking about? Well, what I mean by that is there are people that need to work out. We all need to work out. We all need to exercise. There are people that genuinely hate it, which rightfully so, because a lot of people walk into a gym and they have no idea what they're doing. Their idea of working out is either you have to run or you have to go in and you have to sweat to death and beat yourself up. That's their vision of working out. And that's not fun for a lot of people. So a lot of people that need it just flat out don't do it because they either don't know, they're extremely intimidated, so on and so forth. We want the people that are absolutely terrified to walk into a gym, who have no idea what they're doing. We also want the people who feel like they cannot work out for a number of reasons. They've been to doctors, physical therapists, massage therapists, chiropractors, you name it, and they have not found answers for the problems that they have. So therefore, they believe that if those doctors don't know what's wrong with them, or they can't help solve their problem, that going to the regular gym isn't going to solve their problem either. And they could potentially be right. There's a good chance. We want those people that don't really fit into both. Right now, the current fitness industry is designed to help people who already are fit, who already work out. For those people, walking into a gym is no different than me walking into Target. It's like, okay, here we go. For someone who doesn't know what they're doing, it's extremely scary. It's extremely intimidating. Now imagine not only do you not know what you're doing, but also you have a knee problem, a back problem, a hip problem, a shoulder problem, something, and you have had a medical professional tell you, I don't know. That's really intimidating. We have leveled up our education to be able to help. We want people to regain their active lifestyle. We want you to feel your best. So if you feel that you cannot go to a regular gym. That's what we're here for. Our gym starts out with personal training. We want to meet you exactly where you're at. When you walk through our doors, we will sit down with you, we have a consultation with you, and we hear word for word exactly where you are and what you need. Then we build a custom program designed just for you to get you to your next goal. You set a goal, it's our job to walk that journey with you to get you to that goal. It is not our job to just say, hey, that's cool. There's some burpees and some stuff you can do over there. Good luck. That doesn't help you any. That keeps getting you the same frustrated results that you've always gotten. So when you walk through our doors, the coach that you start working with is right there along with you. They're just as committed to your journey as you are. And they're going to walk step by step right there with you the entire time. That's how we build confidence and competency in you. You have to get to the point to where you feel good about what you're doing before you feel like you can walk into a group class or go for a run or go and do things on your own. You have to be able to get there first. And it's our job as coaches to help you get there. Once you reach that point to where you're like, I'm good, I feel great, we offer the next step, which is a small group class that the first part of it is designed just for you. So the coach you've been working with writes your personal programming. Once you feel confident that you're able to do it somewhat on your own, and you have the competence to be able to do it with just some light supervision, without having your coach standing right there over the top of you saying, yep, you're doing it right. So once you reach that level of somewhat confident and competence, you would move into this very small group class. It's not until you feel like you are 100% ready to step out and do this thing on your own that we also offer the next step, which is a complete group class, which we call our BUILT program. So our BUILT program stands for Building Unique Individuals Living Tenaciously. And the idea behind that program is to help improve longevity. I had the unique privilege and honor of having all four of my grandparents in my life for 38 years. And I got to watch all four of them age. I believe they were about 50 when I was born. They all died at around, 88, 90 years old. So to watch people age for 38 years, you learn a lot. And one of the big things that I learned that my business partner and I really take to heart is that as we age, we want to still be able to do things. We want to be able to be confident and competent in our 60s, 70s, 80s. I hope I'm still push mowing my grass at the age of 89 like my Nana was. That would be awesome. But I know that what I'm doing right now at the age of 42 is helping set me up for that. And that's what our BUILT program is all about. So this journey that we start you on with personal training gets you to reaching goals in your life. So within that BUILT class, we talk about tempo controlled weightlifting. We talk about putting on muscle mass, because muscle, Dr. Gabrielle Lyon, one of my heroes, says it best that muscle is the organ of longevity. She's 100% right. After watching my grandparents age, the ones that had more muscle were able to do more. They had a higher quality of life, which is fantastic. That's what we could all only hope for. But that starts in your 20s, 30s, and 40s. to be able to continue to do those things in your 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. And I don't think that today's society places enough importance on that. And that's what our BUILT program is about. Improving longevity, building muscle, using cardio for what it's intended for, which is purely cardiovascular health. It's heart health. If you're a long distance runner and that's your jam, then by all means go for it. You still have to have muscle mass to be able to age well, not just cardiovascular health. So as you join our gym and you go through each step of this, it is the coach's job to make sure that we are delivering that programming and education to help improve your longevity as you go. We want everyone to be able to reach whatever goal they achieve. What happens once you reach that goal and all of a sudden you look off, maybe you look at like the next mountain and you're like, you know what? Now that I've gotten to this goal, I want to reach for that goal. Maybe that requires you to come back and do a little bit more personal training. You come right back over. The idea behind our program is that it's cyclical. It starts with personal training. It moves into an Ascend class. It moves into a Built class. It has the ability to bring you back over to do some personal training while keeping you active in another class. That's what's great about this. It's constantly evolving as you evolve. And that's one of the big motivators for us. One of the big driving factors is that it's not just like, okay, well, you've reached this level of fitness. There's nothing else I can give you. That's crap. We all change all the time. There is no set rules. And in fact, that's what makes fitness and health so difficult. And why some people get frustrated with it, it's because we're all different. There is no black and white. Yep, if you run and do bicep curls every day, you're going to be in the best shape of your life. It's not that black and white. I mean, some people can go out and run marathons. I'm not one of those people. If you ever see me out running a marathon, all y'all better be running too, because there's something majorly wrong. There's something chasing me. There's something coming. I am not a long distance runner. I never have been. I don't enjoy it. I enjoy working out, but that makes me totally different from my business partner who was a triathlete, who fully believes that if her heart rate isn't sustained at a certain level for 45 minutes to an hour, that she hasn't had a good workout. So her and I have had to work really hard at our communication on exercise, and I've told her multiple times that she needs to tone it down. Everybody listening to this just chuckled. And she's told me a number of times that I need to pick it up. And that's great. That's what makes the world go round. Difference is what makes the world go round. There is no, like, right, wrong, black, white. What is true is that if you want to be able to do things and live an active lifestyle for the rest of your life, you're going to have to put in a little bit of work. You're going to have to build some lean muscle mass. And you're going to say, well, how much of that do I need? What do I really need to be doing? So are you telling me that I need to deadlift 500 pounds and back squat 300 pounds? No. Am I telling you that you need to be able to pick things up off the floor? Yeah. Am I telling you that you need to be able to sit and stand? Yeah, I am. Do you necessarily need to do those things as heavy as you possibly can? No, you don't. It depends on your goal. If your goal is to be a power lifter, then yeah, you probably need to do those things as heavy as you can. If your goal is to compete at fitness, then yeah. But if your goal is longevity and your goal is to live a better life outside of the gym, you need to do movement that's designed for you. And this has been part of our evolution of our business, because we've had people come in our doors that have shown us that maybe squatting isn't the best option for them for their strength. That maybe step-ups or lunges would actually be better for them. Or box squats even. But like, just to throw them under a barbell and say, hey, listen, you need to squat more. To a person who physically struggles to squat, and every time they squat, they're left in agonizing pain for 3 days. That's a person that the program needs to be set up just for them. And I'm not going to say modified or scaled, because when you start saying the word scaled, it makes them feel like they're doing a lesser version of what they should be doing. And that's not necessarily the case for a person who physically cannot do that. I've got a guy that I have worked with known him for 11 years now. He started with me at a previous gym. And if he squats to parallel, it's a good day. And some people would look at him and say, well, he just needs to squat more until he can get to full depth. I've known the guy for 11 years. His ability to get below parallel is, if he forces it, maybe an inch. Below that, he's going to fall on his butt. And for the longest time, watching him squat, I'm like, man, that guy's got some tight hips. But it wasn't until we elevated our education that I realized it's not his hips at all. It's his ankles. He literally cannot squat below parallel because his ankles do not dorsiflex, meaning his knee cannot go forward when he squats. However, he's got one of the best looking step-ups I've ever seen. He can throw his leg up on top of a box, his knee is above his hip, and that guy can do a step-up like nobody I've ever seen. That, for him, the step-up is better at building strength for his hip than any squat. And that's what we mean by building a program that's ideal for you. Starting you and meeting you exactly where you are. So that you have the education and the confidence and competence to be able to do what you need to be able to progress through life doing what you want to do. You know, one of our clients looked at me one day and he said, Andrea, why would I train like an athlete when I don't live like one? And that really hit me. That was like a light bulb. You know when you have conversations that you've gone through life believing something and someone says something as simple and as clear as that, and it's like the clouds parted and everything changed. Why would I train like an athlete when I don't live like one? And he's 100% right. My entire life, I have played a sport. And I am potentially over-competitive to a fault. And I've had to learn that I don't need to be competitive at everything. I don't need to be the first car in the parking lot. It's taken me a while to get to that point. But I'm there. But for someone who's been in sports their whole life and views everything athletically, it was eye-opening. I was like, you know what? That's exactly what we're talking about with everybody being different. The one thing that we all need is to be able to age confidently. And in order to do that, we don't need to train like athletes. And what I mean by training like athletes is spending hours upon hours in the gym, working on maximal strength, working on maximal power output, doing high volume sprint repeats. That is training like an athlete. That is training for sport. And if you're going to train that way, that's fine. if that matches your goals. However, if you're going to train that way, you have to live the life that kind of training is going to force you to live. Meaning, you need to be getting adequate sleep, which to train like an athlete, you're talking about 10 hours of sleep. You need to be borderline obsessed with the quality of food that you put in your body and the quantity. The harder you train, the more you are going to have to eat. If you take a deep dive into, for example, CrossFit Games athletes, their nutrition and the amount of food and carbohydrates they need to be able to live and compete at that level in order to prevent cellular breakdown and damage is an astronomical amount of food and preparation and time. That if you're a person who has a job and 3 kids and other priorities, that's going to be hard to fit in. You know, if you start talking about putting eggs in baskets, if you have your athletic training that gets some eggs, if you have your home life that gets some eggs, if you have your job that gets some eggs, one of those is going to have to suffer when you start shifting the eggs around. So if you decide that you're going to dump all those eggs into that athletic training, your at-home life and your job life are going to take a hit. They're going to take a toll. So you have to decide, you have to be really clear on what your goals are, what you want to do, what you want to feel like, the life that you want to live. And if your goals are to be a competitive athlete, you need to train like one and you need to live like one. You know, training like an athlete also involves having a team of bodywork people around you. I'm talking top shelf physical therapists, massage therapists, people that can really help you take care of your body, chiropractors, you name it. Because all of that has wear and tear. There's a reason why professional football players, not many of them do you hear about in their late 30s. And very rarely do you hear of one in their 40s. And there's a reason. It's because training like an athlete at that level takes its toll. Most people do not decide to become professional football players to increase their longevity. That's not something that you pick up at the age of 45 to be able to improve your quality of life when you're 80. Things that you need to consider when you start picking your goals is what would you like to do to be able to help you reach them? Our job is to help you navigate that. You know, and one of the things that we have been extremely excited about as we've gone through our rebranding is that this rebranding has opened up so many doors of opportunity for us. This is just speaking from our experience. This is just speaking on behalf of Sherry and myself and our staff. This is not speaking for anybody else, any other gym owners. This is just us. Something that we've always struggled with is coming up with our own logo, which sounds like it should be something super simple for a business. But we didn't feel like we were running something that was uniquely us, so we always struggled with things like logos, mission statements, visions, core values, pillars. Like, we didn't have any of that stuff because we didn't feel like what we were offering was us, was uniquely us. We felt like it was all done for us. Almost like we were imposters. Since going through our rebranding and seeing our vision far more clearly. These are all things that have come into fruition for us that actually came really easily once we started brainstorming and putting pen to paper. So, for example, when we talk about our mission statement, our mission is to build better humans through education of health and movement. That seems like it should be so simple to come up with, but for years, we just could not put that in words. People would be like, hey, what do you do? Oh, we make people more fit. Like, okay. How? Oh, you come into the gym and you work out. Now we have a mission. We have a vision. We have pillars. We have core values by which we run all of this by that is uniquely us, that we make all of our decisions based off of. And those are all things that we could not be more excited about. And that helps us to better lead people on their journey of health, fitness, longevity. When you walk through our doors and our vision is to build better humans, it's to educate, empower, and enrich the coach, guide, value, and educate the client, and improve longevity for all. We want our coaches to be the best that they can be, to help our people be the best that they can be. We aren't any help to you if our coaches aren't able to provide you the value and the guidance and the education that you deserve to have. So for Sherry and myself, this has always been about how can we be better? When 2020 rolled around, this actually started for us prior to that. We started really looking at things differently in 2018. And it just slowly started creeping and creeping. And then when 2020 rolled around and the pandemic gave all of us a chance to really look at what we were doing, that really set everything into a forward motion. And since then, the whole world has changed. But what's changed dramatically is health and fitness and the focus that should be placed on it. The pandemic changed everything. Whether you like it or not, we are not back in 2019, and we never will be. What is now can never be what it was. Nothing can ever be what it was. Everything is always different. It's always changing. It's always evolving. And there's a saying of you either evolve or you die. And that is absolutely the case because nothing stays the same. What we have right now in 2023 better not be the same thing that people were doing in 1965. What was happening in 1965 is probably almost obsolete now in 2023. That's how evolution of the whole world goes. It is what it is, and we all have to do our best to keep up. And in 2020, when they shut everything down, and in the fitness world, they basically told everyone that gyms were unsafe and they were dangerous places to be in, it put all of us as gym owners into a holy crap kind of place. We were all forced to adapt and overcome. And now the focus on health and longevity is far more apparent than it's ever been. We have people dying of heart disease. Heart disease is still the number one killer, which is mind-blowing. If you read the stats, it's like, it's crazy. Like someone dies like every 6 seconds because of heart disease. The majority of heart disease, there are a few people that yes, it can be genetic, but the majority of heart disease is preventable. Same thing with type 2 diabetes. Same thing with high blood pressure, high cholesterol. Is there some genetic outliers? Yes. Don't get mad. I'm not saying that that everybody's stuff is curable. That's not what I'm saying. I do understand genetics. High cholesterol runs in my family as well. I completely understand. However, our environment plays a huge role in how a lot of that can go. And we have to take responsibility for it. That's a big part of this longevity conversation. So, a big part of our evolution into who we are has been through almost being like a human science experiment. Watching people in our own facility go through the training that we were putting them through, where we were not happy with the results. We felt like we could be better. Then going through the training of ourselves personally and not being happy with the results and feeling like we could be better. When you sit down and you take a really good look in the mirror and you have the ability to look at yourself and say, what I'm doing is not working. It's not good enough. I have to do something different. The people within our business are not getting the results that they walked into our doors to get. That is 100% our fault. To be able to say that and to look at people, and I'll say it to all of you right now, if you have walked through our doors any time in the past 11 years and you have not gotten the results that you came to get, you have gotten injured, you haven't lost weight, you didn't get the pull-up that you wanted to get, you weren't able to play with your kids, any of those kinds of things. From myself, my business partner, from our staff, we sincerely apologize. We were not good enough. We were not delivering the promises that we set out to keep for all of you. And because of that, we have evolved. And we have become Ferrum Athletic Company. And the pillars that we have put into place that we live by every single day of integrity, professionalism, dedication, and authenticity have changed the way that we operate every single day. So when you walk through our doors, everything that you experience from the moment you step foot in that door will be 100% about you, your goals, how you're going to get there, and if we're a good fit to get you there. And if we're not, we'll be 100% honest with you. I have already sent multiple people to other gyms in town. We're great friends with other business owners, and I am more than happy to send them good quality referrals for people who are looking for exactly what they do that might not be a good fit for what we do. And that's a part of running an honest business. We should all do that. If we all operated that way, the world would be a far better place. No, I'm sorry, I cannot help you. But you know what? My friends down the road, they can. They'll take really good care of you. And if you ever need anything, please don't hesitate to ask. And that's how we operate. So, if you'd like some more information on us, we are on social media. We're on Instagram and Facebook at Ferrum Athletic Co. If you'd like to head over to our website, it's www.ferrumathleticco.com. If you'd like to send us an email, it's forged@ferrumathleticco.com. shoot us a message, ask us some questions, set up a free one-on-one consultation. We would be happy to answer any questions and see if we're a good fit to help you. Thank you for listening to episode 1, and we're looking towards a bright and happy future. If you found this episode useful and helpful, please share it with your family and friends, and please leave us a review. We are the healthcare clinic of the future, and we are building better humans.